Hi, welcome back. I'm Cynthia. Welcome to my channel. I just completed my first financial entrepreneur layout that I'm going to be doing kind of on a monthly basis, I think, is what I'm shooting for. It's something new that I'm offering. So if you're a business owner or have a creative idea that you're thinking about launching for yourself as a way to contribute to your material welfare, check it out. These are readings that became very interesting to me when I started my own business. So I know that they're of interest to a lot of folks. And so if you're interested in understanding just a current snapshot of how you might be able to launch an idea or what it's going to take to get this idea in motion, those are the themes that came out in this recent reading. They're going to be on this list here of timeless tarot readings. So check it out. And then now I just wanted to do a general Tetractus layout for the collective, just generally. It doesn't have to be a financial theme. Anything that wants to come out can come out. I hope you're doing well out there. Getting ready for fall in the Northern Hemisphere. Hopefully that feels good to you. What does the collective need to know, Spirit? Got my little suit jacket on here, trying to look like a professional for the financial reading. I thought that would be kind of fun to do. One of the things I love is fashion, but I've been so reclusive as I've gone through this kind of spiritual process I've been going through in the last few years. I've really gotten reclusive, going through this time of hermitage in my life. And so it's like, God, I never have anywhere to show off these clothes. But I started this channel and I slowly started realizing, like, wear all your cute outfits on your channel. Why wouldn't you? Like, you want to look nice anyways if you're on camera. And it's an opportunity to show off a little bit your fashion that you're not getting out there in the streets. So here's me looking like my little professional hottie self. What do you need to know as a collective? Oh my gosh, that reminds me too. I knew I was going to do this and then I would have forgotten, except I was looking at these little stones here. I have some pyrite and bloodstone and a tiger's eye here. But the big crowning glory is I went to a rock and mineral show yesterday near where I live at the local event center, and I bought a piece of petrified wood. I've always wanted a piece of petrified wood for my altar. I've been obsessed with petrified wood since I was a kid. And my dad had an interest in it, and there's a petrified forest in the state where I grew up in Washington that I remember vividly going to when I was a kid with him, and then becoming obsessed with petrified wood. And literally every piece of rock that I found that looked slightly like wood, I would run to him. Is this one? Is this a petrified wood? So I've always wanted a piece for my altar, and I found this beautiful, this was taken out of the, or taken, found in the desert in Central Oregon in a place called the Teeter Ranch. The label that it had with it was found in 2004. This is sycamore, and I just think it is so beautiful. I guess petrified wood in Oregon is considered to be between 35 and 40 million years old. I just love how beautiful it is and how it looks like a heart, and it has a heart in it. That's partly also why I picked it up, was because it has a heart reflected. And I'm telling you, it was hard not to buy out that place. I don't have the money to, but there were so many beautiful things there at that show. So it's a judgment day. Something is really happening right now. You may already be in the thick of it in this judgment day period, or it's about to hit. Kind of like a tower is what it's feeling like. And then what's super interesting is right beyond it are three kings. Wow. So if you follow my channel for a while, I've had numerous encounters in my layouts and in my scrying work with three kings. I developed a holiday themed card reading called The Gift of the Magi last season, and I'll be doing a few of those layouts as we approach the holidays again. The three magi were Zoroastrian priests, and so I became really interested in those kings and as an area of study. And then I also, in my Obsidian Mirror podcast, had an experience or a vision with three other kings of the Djinn realm. And there are Djinn kings. And so what's super interesting is there's this Judgment Day followed immediately by three kings. Boom, boom, boom. So we have the King of Swords, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups. So it's always an interesting question to say, where is the King of Pentacles? Why might that be absent? So there's some kind of a Judgment Day and three kings in your life is what I'm guessing. Spiritually, like this could mean the Magi to you, like three kings can mean to me. I think there's a movie also called Three Kings. So the theme of that movie has something to do with the Gulf War or Persian Gulf conflicts, possibly. And that movie's themes might have some meaning for you. The three kings don't have to mean to you what they mean to me. Obviously, I have two different meanings. The Magi and then Djinn kings from the Djinn realm or Genie realm. It can mean a lot of different things. What I'm sensing is you have major players in your life. Powerful. The heart of this is the Magician. My God, what is going on here? These might be representing these Djinn kings because the Zoroastrian Magi were magicians. They were dream interpreters and magicians. That's what Zoroastrian priests did as part of what they did as their work. What is going on? This is super fascinating. So a vulnerability for you is that you are wanting something to be completed in a harmonious way, in a loving way. Your strength is that you are willing to surrender totally. I'm not sure why this Ten of Swords is coming up here in a strength, other than to reassure you that the worst is over. These three kings and the experience with these three kings may not have been positive. They might be power players in your life that have somehow thwarted your will or taken over in some way. This Magician here is in the reverse, and I wasn't going to read reversals here, but something about like the Four of Wands being a vulnerability indicates to me that you're going through some sort of major reordering of your life in some way. And you've had to completely surrender because something is bigger than you. It could be dark, like black magic. With utilizing Djinn energy and Deva spirits. It might be somebody who works in this realm. Like I saw these three Djinn kings in a vision, but I declined to work with them because to me it's like they were offering, it's in one of my scrying sessions on the Obsidian Mirror podcast playlist, but they came to me in a vision in my liminal space between waking and sleep in the morning, and they showed up through the mirror and offered to serve me, and it was very erotic, and the way that almost like the devil tempts Jesus, right? Like it was this sort of like vice-based temptation almost from these three kings, and it gave me a lot to contemplate, like philosophically. But I ultimately landed on this as some sort of a trick, right? Like a pitfall that I could stumble into, except on my own spiritual path, I'm going to decline that and keep going. Decline it respectfully. So it might be somebody that works with this kind of dark magic like that, and you've had to surrender because you wanted something to come to like a beautiful completion, but you're realizing I'm not in control here at all. This is super complex and powerful because the devil on your shoulder is the Ace of Cups. And in the known world is the Seven of Pentacles and the Hermit card. So what it's really demanding of you and asking of you right now is you're going to really have to go within to get your clarity here, because there is a lot of powerful force working in your life. And I have a sense that it's overwhelming you. And you've realized I just need to surrender because I can't do anything here. There are forces bigger than me. This is really intense. Like, what is this? What is going on? Why are these three kings here? Why is it creating a judgment day with a magician figure in the center? What is happening? What is this about? Please. What happened here? What is going on? So that you can know if this is your reading or not. But my sense is that you're somebody who's open to this world. I mean, if you're watching my reading, you're open to this world. You're probably open to ideas like Djinn and genies and devas, spirits, and dark magic as being a possibility here. But it doesn't seem like there's been, I don't know. I need more information because this is super intense energy, whatever it is. It's heading towards a time of where you're going to really need to go within and follow your own light, regardless of these players. You've recognized that you need to surrender, that you're not the one in control of whatever this is that's going on. What in the hell is going on? What is going on here? This is very masculine. And you are a masculine. You are caught up in the court system. Okay, it's becoming more clear now. I don't know who you are, and I'm very sorry to say this, but kind of what I'm sensing is that you are worried that you're facing prison time about something. You're worried, you're facing a legal case possibly, and you're worried about going to prison. And that would explain these kings and this judgment day. These kings being like authorities in the equation, like the judge, like the bailiffs, like the court officials, right? Like it could be government officials even. You are in masculine energy, and there's a masculine, I don't know if he's friendly or hostile in this equation with you. What's going on with this other king here? Is this other king, or not king, who is the good gentleman in this equation? Is he your attorney? Seems like that would be an official person. Is it your father? Can often be an elder to you, like an uncle. I don't sense that they've caused this problem for you, so it might be somebody that's helping you. Who is the good gentleman here? Cups, King of Swords. It might be somebody that you're working on healing with while you go through an addiction process. You might be looking at prison time, possibly due to drug charges. You might be someone who has experienced an addiction, or you have a family member going through this who has experienced addiction and you are looking on. I have a sense that this is you though. This reading is about you, and you're worried that something that has gone down in your life as a result of a drug addiction, either yours or someone else's, is going to result in a legal conviction against you or a prison time. It's been a big, long journey. I have a sense that it's not over. You want it to come to a happy resolution or a peaceful resolution, but you've recognized it's beyond my control. I'm not the one in control here. I have to surrender. You may have felt tricked by someone, and what's coming through here is that it could have been an informant. Like you may have gotten deceived by an informant, or you may have somehow gotten picked up and caught a case, and the manufacturer of the substance is still, he's at the very center here. So that's either you, this magician, or it's somebody that you worked for. It's very specific. This has to do with illusion and being tricked, I think, by somebody. And it's been a very long journey. Where things are headed is a time for you to really go within. And I think you're also like kind of simultaneous to this. I feel like what's going on, this is going to be very specific for someone. It's not for everyone. What I sense is that's going on is that you have started therapy in the midst of all this, either by going to a counselor, a drug addiction counselor, or going to treatment, or going to a pastoral counselor, something like that. You are trying to heal from the circumstances that have put you in a position where you may be looking at jail or prison time, right? And so this is, lots of people find themselves in this position, including multiple members of my family have been through this whole systemic ride, right? Of like, I got busted, now they're trying to flip me as an informant. Then now what am I going to do now that I have a felony record? Do I need to go into treatment? Will I have diversion if I go to treatment or do I want to just do my time? Am I going to narc on the person who's manufacturing the substance I was selling? Or am I going to stay quiet and just do my time, right? Like these are all, I mean, my family's been through this multiple times, right? With multiple people. So it's not unusual for somebody to be going through something like this. I definitely didn't expect it to come out here. I hope this is helpful to you in some way. What is important for you to know now that this whole story has come out? Where the energy is headed is your continued willingness to do your work on yourself to heal from some of the trauma that maybe has come about from some of this. Why is this coming out? Why did this reading come out for someone? What does this person need to know? What do you need to know about this legal case that you're facing? It was a smart, regardless, to try to heal. Take the time that you're going through this when you don't have any control over the outcome to just heal, to try to heal and process. How did this happen? Why did I let this happen in my life? Was I victimized? Was I not? Right? Like this is great work at a great time. It always is a good time for therapy. You may have fallen in love with somebody who was a criminal, who got you into something, and now you're worried that you're going to jail, going down with them, right? Because of this Ace of Cups here in the Devil position. That just came through. It might not have been that you got tricked by an informant. It might have been that you got tricked by a lover and you got dragged into something illegal with somebody that you were in love with. Let go of your timeline. Trust the natural flow of nature. Patience. That's this card right here. You've recognized I'm not the one in control. I need to just be patient and let this play out. If I start fighting and trying to, punch, shadow box and punch at illusions, I'm just going to make it worse, right? You can get more charges, for example. Your energy soothes and is a gift to this world. So maybe you are the healer. Maybe you are the one that is also a healer, but somebody that you fell in love with is gone down a criminal road or is facing charges. You might be facing charges even though you're a healer, right? Lots of people are in jail that are good people that had an addiction and then they go on to become healers. They find their way to recovery and then they decide now it's my time to give back to my community and I'm going to sponsor other people trying to get sober, right? That could be you here. And that's why this healing is coming through. Because this is something from your past that's the chickens have come home to roost, but in the meantime, you've found recovery and healing. And now you're having to wonder, am I going to pay the piper for my old sins, even though I've turned over a new leaf? That could be as well, right? There's a lot of ways this could play out. It's a super interesting layout. What universal story or myth is manifest here? Well, you've recognized that you're up against the law. You fought the law and the law won, right? Like you are not, no citizen is bigger than the institution of the law in this nation, for better or worse. It is what it is. You're in deep contemplation about all of this. That's where that hermit energy is coming from. So you might be like, I'm an anarchist. So I went through my own emotional, mental, intellectual journey about prohibition of drugs, right? And my family's been very impacted by drug addiction, by drug dealing, by drug crimes, right? And so I went through a very big philosophical journey about all of this. Like, why is addiction criminalized? Why are addicts imprisoned instead of given more opportunities for treatment, right? Why is the drug trade a criminal trade and then creating murder and violence all over the planet, right? So it could be something like this, that you've really gone deep, you've become like a prophet of the streets kind of person, and now you're bringing the message to other people who've gotten sucked up into the jail to prison pipeline, and they need somebody like you to kind of help them see the big picture and find their way out. That's kind of what's coming through here. This is really a great reading for someone. So what are some closing messages? What's going to be important for you to meditate on right now so that this is something helpful to you and not just like, yeah, that's my story, what about it? Right? Like what's some good parting advice for you as you go through this journey? You've done amazing healing work, so you can know that you're a healer. You're being recognized by spirit here as a healer, even though you may have gotten wrapped up in something where other people are perceiving you as a criminal, right? It's going to be important for you to know. Very masculine. This whole layout is very masculine energy. And then here's the Yang card in the parting, which is the masculine pole. And it came in the reverse. So what is the... Be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Yeah, you want to bring all this to some joyful conclusion. You might want to take a bunch of action towards that right now, but it's more important that you surrender. Think before you act, lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance. The temperance card came out. Diplomacy and thoughtful consideration before making a move. That's that Hermit card. So you just need to go within before you move forward. You need to take more time to think it through and resist any urge to be impulsive. That's what this Four of Wands is right now. That's what this Ace of Cups is. It's asking you to, you have impulsive decision making about wanting to speak from your heart, act from your heart, bring this to a close. And it's saying not so fast. You got to be a lot more thoughtful right now because of all of this potent energy in play that could potentially really trip you up if you're not thinking it through. What is it though? I'm sorry, I was about to end this and now I'm like, what is the, like, why is there this real positive juxtaposed against this negative? Like, why is that? Can you yield me any more clarity about that? What is the conflict here between this really positive, loving energy and this need to slow down and go within first? Like, why is that? Maybe that's the setup. Maybe somebody's luring you. I don't understand this potent energy here. Why are you being cautioned to be so careful about these positive cards here? Something, yeah, it just, there was some sort of trickery or illusion. It's over and you're working towards the new beginning. So this is what is showing me, is that you're going to prevail. Like, you're going to come through this wiser. Whatever the circumstance is that threatens to imprison you in some way, it might not literally be prison. This might not be that. It might be more of like a spiritual or life-based, like, I took a path that has left me feeling trapped and imprisoned in my life. It's coming to an end. Whatever this thing that you've had to surrender to, this old reality that needs to die, somehow it's almost giving me a quality again, though, of like you were surveilled or you were watched or you were intervened in your own life with something way more powerful than you. And it has something to do with surveillance or trickery or something. You want the new beginning now, but you can't rush this, whatever it is. It could be literally a legal proceeding or whatever. So I'm just trusting that you'll know what this means and that this is helping you. I'm still a little unclear on it all, but that's okay. My sense is that this reading is going to find you and that this makes sense to you and you know what I'm saying. So your new beginning is coming. You've become wiser and more kind of spiritually adept and a master of your air element with this King of Swords coming up twice. You're a healer. The wisdom that you've acquired through this is also contributing to you being a healer yourself. The situation is coming to an end. You cannot rush it. You can't get ahead of yourself. It's got to unfold naturally, and you have to surrender any desire to control it because you're also not the one in control. So I hope that helps, Divine Masculine. This is your reading. If you want to let me in on any of the story in the comments, that would be great. And otherwise, I'll see you next time. God, my feet keep falling asleep here. I don't even know if I can stand up right now. I need to get a better chair, a low chair to sit on. Thank you.